This is the video recording for class 4, lesson number 1. I will present the first introductory class for you. Then you will see some exercises and activities presented in the forum. You will have 1 week to do all the activities. All right? So the first thing that I'm going to ask you to do is take a look at the title of the unit. It says Mysteries and Secrets. What do you understand by the word mystery? Mystery is something that cannot be explained, right? What is a secret? A secret is something that is known by only a small number of people, or information that is purposefully kept from others. So let's take a look at some example sentences that we can take from you. So for example, you say, I can't tell you where the end of school party will be held because it's a secret. That would be an example of a secret. Or you can say, my cat disappeared a year ago. What happened to her is a mystery. In that case, it's something that we don't know. So, if we take a look at some parts of speech that is always necessary for FCE and B2 level, we are going to take a look at some words that can come from mystery word. For example, mystery can also be mysterious, or something can be done mysteriously. From the word secret, you can use the word that secretly, when you say that something was done secretly, or something can be secretively done. I'm going to ask you to go to the first page of unit number 8. If you have the books with you, it's page number 74. What can you see in the pictures? Shipwrecks, scuba divers, underwater explorer, maybe something ancient, sunken, some remains of a boat that is deteriorated, anything that comes to your mind. So now, I'm going to ask you a question that I will write on the forum at the end of this lesson. Would you like to dive or to explore shipwrecks underwater? Why? Why not? What would you like to find? Now, I'm going to ask you to write your answers in the forum later, and also to reply to one of the answers given by a classmate. All right? Okay, so we are going to take a look at the presentation of the unit, but for that activity, I'm going to tell you to work with adjectives. Adjectives, as you know, are very necessary to describe how something is. That is the meaning of an adjective, the same as in Spanish. But the way you construct an adjective might be difficult sometimes, because in some cases you have to add the word un at the end of the at the beginning of an adjective. That's why I'm going to ask you to go to page 75. Please take a look at the words and put un at the beginning of each. For example, unbelievable, unexpected. What does adding un to each word do to the meaning? The answer is that it gives the adjectives an opposite meaning. So you say expected, the opposite is unexpected. Read aloud, if possible, the completed first sentence and explain why unbelievable is the correct answer. Look at the first sentence. It says, the stories about the Bermuda Triangle are unbelievable. I can't imagine that so many ships were lost in that part of the ocean. The context of the sentence gives a clue. Unbelievable has a similar meaning to I can't imagine. That's why that is the correct answer. Now, pause the video and work individually to complete each sentence. Remember to add un to each adjective. Now I'm going to give you the answers. Remember to pause the video and then check the answers that I'm going to give now. The hurricane was unexpected. Check if you wrote it correctly. The news about the storm was so unimportant that it wasn't even in the paper. The location of the sailboat is unknown. Rescue workers have been looking for it for 2 days. It's unlikely that we will ever know everything there is to know about the ocean, but researchers are constantly uncovering its secrets. The scuba diver was sick the day her dive team saw a giant squid without her. She was unlucky. Bringing our swimsuits to the beach was unnecessary. UN to complete the word. Spelling is very important. We weren't able to swim because there were sharks in the water. Dangerous. 8. The Loch Ness Monster is one of the world's unsolved mysteries. No one has proven that it exists. Than so unusual. Sorry. Unusual. So let me see if I was right or wrong. That's right. So lucky me. Well done. So as you can see, we just added UN at the beginning of each sentence. Right? Let's go back to the exercises. Please listen to it.
Unit 8, Mysteries and Secrets. Page 75. Vocabulary. Adjectives with un. Exercise 2. Listen, check, and repeat.
Okay, here the idea is that you can listen to the audio and check your answers. We have already checked. But the idea is that if I play the audio, is that you can repeat the words and practice the pronunciation. If there are any mistakes that needed to be corrected, please correct them. Try to say individual words again, and then to say the sentence again. To reinforce the meaning of vocabulary words, I'm going to give you the definitions and then ask you to listen and repeat, all right? The first one, number 1, says unnecessary. Unnecessary means not needed. Number 2, unlikely describes something that probably won't happen or isn't true. 3, unsolved, having no answer or solution. 4, unimportant, not valuable or useful. 5, unbelievable, extremely surprising or seeming untrue. 6, unusual, different and not normal, that's strange. 7, unlucky. Unlucky means having or causing bad luck. Then unexpected describes something that you didn't know was going to happen. And unknown is not recognized by most people. Okay, so the idea is that you could understand these words and now listen and repeat, please, the sentences that I will provide now. Listen and repeat. You can see the transcript.
1, unbelievable. 2,
unexpected.
3. Unimportant. 4.
Unknown.
Check the spelling.
5. Unlikely.
Repeat the words.
6.
Unlucky.
7. Unnecessary. 8.
Unsolved.
9. Unusual.
All right, so here we have some vocabulary that is going to be very useful for our first activity in the project activities that we have in the forum. Because one of your homeworks will be to work individually using the adjectives in exercise number 1. All this is in the explanation that says speaking unusual events, as you can see there. Because there you have some situations and some questions. But I'm not going to ask you to take a look at the same situations given in the book, like a dream you had recently, a mystery you heard or read about, recent extreme weather, an interesting book or movie you have seen. Because one unusual event that has happened recently, that is still happening, and that's why we are doing online lessons and not at school, is that we have this coronavirus going on. So I'm going to ask you to use at least 3 of the adjectives with UN presented in activity number 1, and think about what happened, what is it like, because it is still going on. How do you feel with it? What have you heard about it? So I'm going to write instructions in the forum, but just for you to know that we are going to use these adjectives that are very necessary. Also, I'm going to upload some images of workbook page number 50, so you can do the exercises. If you have the book with you, do not worry, because you will have to use it. All right? As soon as we finish with it, we are going to go to our next step, because it is not only talking about mysteries and secrets, as we have just done. We are going to start with our writing activity, that is about writing an article. We are going to take a look at our example given, that is on the following page 676. It's about discoveries. It is an article about an old train tunnel. The objective of it is to read an article about a forgotten tunnel under a city street. The main objective here is that you can notice about the format of the reading. Look, the first paragraph is darker than the rest and is in one wider column. What does the first paragraph look different? It is to grab readers' attention, to give readers a few sentences that are easy to read, to entice them to read the rest of the article. Where do you usually see this type of format? Yes, you see that in a newspaper or magazine. So what we are going to do is to write an article about a topic given in the forum. Please follow the same format given in the example of A Secret Under the Street. All right? I'm going to ask you to read it and also to follow it, because we've got the audio of this reading. And it is here, somewhere here. Yes, it's there. So you can listen to it and also follow the reading.
Unit 8, Discoveries. Page 76. Reading. An article about an old train tunnel. Exercise 2. Read and listen to the article. What is the purpose of the article?
A Secret Under the Street. The Atlantic Avenue Tunnel was made in 1844, before the subway system was created in New York City. Steam trains traveling between New York City and Boston went through the tunnel. The trains drove by Atlantic Avenue in Brooklyn, New York, coming in and out of the tunnel. As Brooklyn got busier, the train became more dangerous to people walking on the street. So in 1861, steam trains were no longer allowed in the city, and the tunnel was closed. It's 1980. Bob Diamond, a 19-year-old engineering student, is on a mission to uncover a secret. He hears a story on a radio program about the unused tunnel that is under the very busy street in Brooklyn where he lives. Bob is excited when he hears that John Wilkes Booth, the man who killed President Lincoln in 1865, might have hidden pages from his journal in the abandoned tunnel. After hearing about the mysterious tunnel, he decides to start looking for it. Bob finds an old map with the tunnel on it after searching city records for 8 months. It shows a circle above the tunnel, and Bob thinks it might be an entrance. When Bob goes to the place on the map, he finds a manhole cover and convinces men from a gas company to let him go down the hole. He crawls underground until he hits a brick wall. He knocks down part of the wall, and he's hit with unexpected cold air. It's the tunnel. Bob's discovery is unbelievable. He never finds John Wilkes Booth's journal, but the tunnel is exciting enough. After the news spreads, he becomes a local hero. The city puts him in charge of the tunnel. He starts giving tours and also starts the Brooklyn Historic Railway Association. As soon as he found the tunnel, he knew he had to share it with others, and he wants to make this unknown city secret known to all.
Okay, so after we listen to it, I'm going to ask you to go to the exercises about an article about an old train tunnel. Please look at the pictures. What do you think the man discovered? How old do you think it is? So, the first photo is of the Atlantic Avenue tunnel, and the second photo is of its discoverer, Bob Diamond. I understand your possible answers may be that it is a tunnel, a train tunnel, or it is 150 years old approximately, right? We have to read and listen to the article. We already did, so if you want to listen to it again, you can do it. So what was the purpose of this article? To inform the reader about the secret train tunnels in cities? To tell a story about a man's search for and discovery for a secret tunnel? Or to give information about transportation in New York City in the past? The answer is letter B, right? It is to tell a story about a man's search for and discovery of a secret tunnel. Now, read the article again and write true or false for the sentences. But look, NI for no information. Pause the video, read it again, and then check your answers. Now I'm going to give you the answers. 1. Bob Diamond wanted to become a train engineer. There is no information. Bob does a lot of research to find the train tunnel. That's true. A subway replaced the Atlantic Avenue tunnel. No information. It took Bob more than a year to find the tunnel. That's false. Bob found a secret journal of a famous person in the tunnel. That's false. Bob gave tours of the tunnel to inform people about its history. That's true. So, more than talking about a secret tunnel, a secret under the street, what our main focus and our main attention will be is in the structure of how to write an article. Because now, in the material that I will upload for you, you will see how to write an article. All right? And after knowing how to write an article about something, about a discovery, that is the topic of this part of the unit, I'm going to ask you to upload your article so we can all discuss and see what the others have written. It has to be individual, because that's the option that we have so far. So see you in the forum and in our second lesson.